For the people who don't know, who don't have like all the background on what WMMR is, what the Preston and Steve Show was in your life, if you were to sort of like brag on your involvement in the show itself, the radio station, what would be the biggest like achievements that someone will want to know who didn't have much of an understanding of the morning show and WMMR in general? It's a lot, but like what stands out to you?
That's a great question, and it's a cool way to start talking about my time at WMMR because it really has been more than half of my life. I started as an intern in 1999, and then I worked in the promotions department for a year and a half or so, and then after that, there were these things that were called workforce blocks live. And Pierre Robert was the midday host at MMR forever, 43 some odd years, and he would on Fridays take his show on the road, and it would just go to any workplace in the greater Philadelphia area, and they were always fun, and it was everything from hospitals to schools. We went to my mom's middle school one time. We went to fire departments. I mean, we really ran the gamut. And while doing that in 2000 and 2001, I started to get to know Pierre and started to get to like him. And I felt like we had a kinship. And I was always a fan of his. I grew up listening to MMR. And just to be able to work with him on a weekly basis, but often more than that, I'd help him out with other things, was really rewarding and a bit surreal because it was a radio legend. And I very much looked up to him. And his producer at the time was this guy named Michael Anthony Thompson, and Michael decided he wanted to try something else. Michael was and is a great singer. He's been in a bunch of different bands over the years, and he wanted to try the rock star route. And he was in a cover band, and with Pierre's full blessing, he decided to pursue that and did quite well with it. Actually, he did that for a long time, but that opened up the position for the producer / assistant for Pierre Robert, and Michael thought that I'd be a good fit. Pierre thought I'd be a good fit. There were a couple other people that interviewed for it. And I got it. And that was in the summer of 2001. And this is a long answer to your question, but that really began my relationship and friendship with Pierre Robert. And I think that's what I'm most proud of. And I say that my answer, had you asked me that question 3 months ago, might have been different, but Pierre died at the end of October 29th, and it was very sudden. He was 70 years old. Nobody saw it coming. He was in good shape. He took really good care of himself. He ate well, and came to work on Tuesday, and it was fine. And I said goodbye to him when I left work on Tuesday afternoon, and expected to see him on Wednesday, and didn't. And he was late, which was not abnormal. Pierre was late all the time. But he was never a no-show. And his producer now is this guy named Ryan Shuttleworth. And Ryan started to get a little concerned because he hadn't heard from him. And Chuck D'Amico, who's our boss, our program director, he hadn't heard from him. And that was just not at all normal. That Pierre was sick, which was rare, or he couldn't make it to work, he would let people know. So as the minutes passed, and really this was over minutes, we started to get more and more worried. Ryan left the radio station, which is in Ballackinwood, and drove to Pierre's house, which isn't too far away. And Pierre's car was there, and his stuff was there, but the door was locked. So that was a troubling sign. And then Ryan called the cops. Ryan called Chuck, our boss, and then Chuck's boss, a guy named Paul Blake. The police showed up. They were forced their way into Pierre's house, and they found him there in Pierre's bed. And all of this happened within, a span of a couple of hours. By 1 o'clock, I guess that day we knew, and that was just terribly awful and shocking, and continues to be. And then I guess maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours after that, Preston and Steve went on air at MMR to deliver the news. They wanted us to sort of get the message out, to be the first ones to get the message out. I left. I couldn't be there anymore. I needed to get the hell out of there. And again, I know this is kind of a rambling answer to your question, but it's made me think a lot about what I loved about WMMR, and Pierre was at the top of that list, and I will always be proud of being friends with him, being coworkers with him, working for him, which was only 3 years, but it was 3 really instrumental years in shaping me to who I am now, and he taught me so much about just interaction with listeners and how to treat people and just be a better, kinder person. I mean, he really taught me a lot about humanity and decency and kindness. And then that was I stopped working for him in 2004. I joined Preston and Steve that year. Within 5 months or so, 6 months, the station where we were, Y100, that blew up. They decided to switch formats. Preston and Steve had signed to come to MMR. And then so in May of 2005, I came back to MMR, and I hadn't been gone for very long. And then so I went from having from working for Pierre to working with him, and then I got to do that for the next 21 years, from 2005, well, to 20 plus years, 2005 to 2025. And over the last 3 months, well, I guess today's the 30th, right? Yeah. So I don't know when you'll produce this and air it, but as we're talking, it's December 30, and it was 2 months ago yesterday that Pierre died. It's really been life altering and shocking, and I'm still dealing with the grief of all of it. I miss him all the time. I get reminded of him all the time. And it's sort of been a reaffirmation for me to try and figure out what I might do next in my life.